Hi, I'm Tim Constantine. It's election season 2024, and when you look at the polls, whether they're Gallup or the Wall Street Journal or CBS or anybody else, you'll see numbers like 49 to 47, 48 to 48. I'm here to tell you those numbers don't matter at all because that's not how we choose a president. It isn't a nationwide election by raw numbers. It's done state by state, and it's done in what's called the Electoral College. Let me explain. There are 50 states plus the District of Columbia. Each one of those states gets a proportional voice. So you've got more people live in California than any other state, so they get a bigger voice in the process. Texas, same thing. Big state, big impact. And then you've got the little states like Kansas or Nebraska or Maine. They get a smaller vote, but they still get a vote. This was done originally with the 13 colonies that became the first 13 states because the smaller states were afraid that their wishes would be overwhelmed by the larger states. And so they all got a proportional voice. That's how we still do it today. When you look on here at the red states, those are all going to go Republican. We look at polling data. We look at the track record. How have those states gone in the past? We look at voter registration. And you can plug in, logically, a pretty good idea that Texas is going to go Republican. Now, anything can happen on election day, but everything you see on the screen right now, pretty solid. Same thing with blue. That's going to go to the Democrat. That's going to go to Kamala Harris. California, we know, is going to vote for Kamala Harris. Washington, we know, is going to vote for Kamala Harris. The question becomes the swing states, and you see those without any color in them are the ones that are up for grabs. And both candidates are out trying to campaign in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Georgia over and over and over again because they know those are the states that are going to make the difference. When we look at Wisconsin and Michigan, they have been up for grabs. In 2016, Trump won both of them. In 2020, he lost both of them. He is going to lose both of them again. They are both going blue. That's for Kamala Harris. Let's come out west. Nevada, a union state in Las Vegas and elsewhere, that's going to go blue. That's going for the Democrats. Arizona, the polls show Donald Trump is up by 4 or 5 points, according to many of them. And it has traditionally been a Republican state, but not so much in recent years. You've got one independent senator, one Democrat senator, you got a Democrat governor. They have been moving further and further left. Despite the fact his polling numbers look good, Arizona is going to go blue this time. They're going for Kamala Harris. That brings our number up to 268 for Kamala Harris. You only need 270 to become the next president of the United States. There's not much real estate left here. What's going to happen for Donald Trump? He's going to win Georgia. That's the only state I missed. I do this every 4 years. In 2020, I got 50 out of 51. I missed the state of Georgia because I thought Donald Trump would win it then. He did in 2016. He is going to win it in 2024. Georgia is going red, as is North Carolina. They love to throw that out there as a swing state. It's not. It's going Republican. That will be red as well. Leaves us only Pennsylvania on the screen. We see whoever wins Pennsylvania then is going to be the next president. Pennsylvania, polls are tight, tight, tight. Depends on who you look at. We're going with Donald Trump winning Pennsylvania. That turns red. That gives him 270. Kamala Harris, 268. That's literally as close as you can be, except in one scenario. And this is a very realistic scenario. The state of Maine and the state of Nebraska actually split their vote. In the state of Maine, they're worth 4 electoral votes. They have 2 congressional districts. Whoever wins in each congressional district gets one of those electoral votes. And then whoever wins overall in the state gets 2. So you could have a 3-1, or you could have a 4-0 in the state of Maine. The rural district in Maine has gone Republican in the past, although their current congressman from that area is a Democrat. If you switch that one single district on the far eastern portion of the United States over to Kamala Harris, look what we have. 269 to 269, no winner. No winner at all. What happens? Well, according to the Constitution, then, the election is thrown to the House of Representatives, and they will vote to determine who is the next president of the United States. But listen to how it happens. Each state now, no, regardless of size, Texas, Iowa, North Dakota, they all get one vote. And it's their delegation that votes. So if the North Dakota delegation of 3 says, we're in favor of Trump, one vote for Trump. If the California delegation, as big as it is, says we're in favor of Harris, one vote. So North Dakota and California have made it 1-1. And you start doing that state by state. Currently, 26 of the 50 states are controlled by Republicans. 26 have a majority of their members of Congress that are Republican, which means they will choose the Republican candidate. And that means no matter what else happens, if we see the scenario where it's 269-269, which is more realistic than you think, that means Donald Trump is going to be the next president of the United States. I would encourage you to go to 270towin.com, where you can get to this screen. You can change the states out. You may not agree with me on every single state. See what your scenario comes out to. It'll help you understand the Electoral College even better. From the Washington Times, I'm Tim Constantine, encouraging you to stay with us throughout the fall, because we will have complete election coverage for you.